हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, पिछले क्लास में हम लोग ऑर्गेनिक किए थे, अमाइंस कंप्लीट हो गया था। आज हम लोग फिजिकल पोर्शंस की ओर मूव करते हैं एंड फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री में हम लोग करेंगे आज इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री। फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री में चार बेसिक मेन चैप्टर हैं: इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री, काइनेटिक्स, सॉल्यूशन, सॉलिड स्टेट, एंड वन एडिशनल चैप्टर इज देयर, दैट इज सरफेस केमिस्ट्री। सरफेस केमिस्ट्री बेसिकली वो थियोरेटिकल चैप्टर हैं, ऑलराइट, लेकिन ये चार चैप्टर जो आपके हैं, इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री विच इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, सॉल्यूशन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, केमिकल काइनेटिक्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, सॉलिड स्टेट वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू। तो बेसिकली क्वेश्चंस, न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम्स आपको इन चार चैप्टर से हो सकते हैं। सरफेस केमिस्ट्री से भी क्वेश्चंस होंगे, दैट इज डेफिनेटली 100% गारंटेड क्वेश्चंस होंगे, थियोरेटिकल चैप्टर्स हैं। इसमें दो पार्ट आ जाता है, absorption and catalysis, and another is colloidal solution. So आज हम लोग इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री की ओर देखते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री। इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री हम लोग रेडॉक्स के साथ साथ करेंगे। सो रेडॉक्स के कॉन्सेप्ट को यूज करेंगे इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री के अंदर, ठीक है, रेडॉक्स प्लस इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री। तो सबसे पहले हम लोग रेडॉक्स की कुछ बेसिक चीजें हम देखते हैं, जो पहले से आपको पता है, फिर भी एक बार फिर से देख लो। रेडॉक्स में क्या है? ऑक्सीडेशन एंड रिडक्शन, ऑक्सीडेशन एंड रिडक्शन। ऑक्सीडेशन क्या होता है? ऑक्सीडेशन में अगर आप बोला जाए, क्योंकि बेसिक क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं, उसको भी ध्यान रखिए, क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए। ऑक्सीडेशन में क्या? तो एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, नॉट ओनली ऑक्सीजन, और इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एटम और ग्रुप ऑफ एटम। कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि ऑक्सीजन का ही एडिशन हो। इन अदर देन ऑक्सीजन, अगर इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एटम या ग्रुप ऑफ एटम का एडिशन हो रहा है, दैट इज आल्सो ऑक्सीडेशन। अनदर इज रिमूवल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन और इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव पार्ट। अगर कहीं से इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव पार्ट और हाइड्रोजन का रिमूवल हो रहा है, दैट इज आल्सो ऑक्सीडेशन। एंड नेक्स्ट इज लॉस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, एंड देन आफ्टर increase in oxidation number, increase in oxidation number। तो ये चार बेसिक प्रोसेस इन्वॉल्व होते हैं ऑक्सीडेशन में: एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन और इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव एटम और ग्रुप ऑफ एटम, रिमूवल ऑफ हाइड्रोजन और इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव पार्ट, लॉस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन और इंक्रीज इन ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर। एंड रिवर्स ऑफ दिस विल बी रिडक्शन, दैट इज इंस्टेड ऑफ एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन वी कैन से नाउ removal of oxygen or removal of electronegative part, atom or group of atom, group of atom। Similarly, instead of removal of hydrogen, we can say addition of hydrogen or electropositive atom or group of atom, group of atom। Next is gain of electron, and then after decrease in oxidation number। So ये बेसिक चार पार्ट is there reduction, oxidation में addition और reduction में removal। oxidation में removal of hydrogen, reduction में addition of hydrogen और electropositive part। ऑक्सीडेशन में लॉस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एंड रिडक्शन में गेन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन। ऑक्सीडेशन में इंक्रीज इन ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर एंड रिडक्शन में डिक्रीज इन ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर। सो दैट इज अ पार्ट व्हिच इज ऑक्सीडेशन एंड रिडक्शन। लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, कोई भी रिएक्शन, सिंपल रिएक्शन अगर हम लें, H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O। So 2H2 plus O2 2H2O। यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर 0, ऑक्सीजन का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर 0, but over here hydrogen is +1, oxygen is -2. तो हाइड्रोजन का 0 से +1 हो जाना मतलब इंक्रीज हो जाना, ऑक्सीजन का 0 से -2 हो जाना मतलब डिक्रीज हो जाना। तो इंक्रीज इन ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर इज ऑक्सीडेशन, मतलब हाइड्रोजन का यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, ऑक्सीडेशन। डिक्रीज इन ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर इज रिडक्शन, मतलब ऑक्सीजन का यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, रिडक्शन। तो अब देखो हाइड्रोजन ने क्या किया, ऑक्सीजन को ऐड किया, एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टेक्स प्लेस, दैट इज आल्सो ऑक्सीडेशन। एडिशन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टेक्स प्लेस। ऑक्सीजन ने यहाँ पे क्या किया, हाइड्रोजन का ऐड किया वाटर बनने के लिए, तो ऑक्सीजन का यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, रिडक्शन। सो रिडक्शन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टेक्स प्लेस। ओके, similarly many other example you take, suppose we'll take zinc plus HNO3 gives rise to zinc nitrate plus H2O plus NO2। ठीक है, तो अगर इस रिएक्शन में कंसंट्रेटेड नाइट्रिक एसिड हमने लिया है, अब जिंक का ऑक्सीडेशन नंबर कितना, 0, यहाँ पर जिंक का कितना, +2, यहाँ पर नाइट्रोजन कितना, +4, यहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन का कितना, +5। तो अब क्या हुआ, जिंक 0 से +2 इंक्रीज हुआ, नाइट्रोजन +5 से +4 डिक्रीज हुआ। तो यहाँ पे जिंक की क्या हो गई, ऑक्सीडेशन, नाइट्रोजन की क्या हो गई, रिडक्शन। So oxidation of zinc takes place while reduction of nitrogen takes place from +5 to +4, isn't it? So again, increase in oxidation number is oxidation, decrease in oxidation number is reduction. See over here, zinc has accepted NO3 minus, get electronegative part. Electronegative part, acceptance of electronegative part is nothing, it is oxidation, while removal of hydrogen is also oxidation. Addition of hydrogen is also oxidation. Now over here see, NO3 minus becomes NO2. So there is removal of oxygen, and removal of oxygen is called as reduction. Therefore NO3 minus undergo reduction. According to this definition, we are able to differentiate them, oxidation as well as reduction. Okay, so it is not mandatory, it is not compulsory that there is only oxygen which is to be removed or only oxygen which is to be added. Other than oxygen, any electronegative atom or group of atom, addition is oxidation and removal of such atom is reduction. Removal of hydrogen or electropositive part is oxidation, while addition of hydrogen or electropositive part is reduction. Loss of electron is oxidation, gain of electron is reduction, increase in oxidation number is oxidation, decrease in oxidation number is reduction. The copy. Alright. Now, then next is, what do you mean by oxidation number? What do you mean by oxidation number? Oxidation number. Alright, what is this? See now, a number which, this is what oxidation number is, a number which explains how much electron is being lost or how much electron is being gained during the reactions. So how it is explained for particular substance, particular compound, particular atom? See, oxidation number. The total charge which appears, write down, the total charge which appears on an atom, the total charge which appears on an atom, the total charge which appears on an atom, even after bond formation, even after bond formation, even after bond formation, which shows the rim, which shows the charge appeared due to loss or gain of electron, which shows the charge appeared due to loss or gain of electron, loss or gain of electron is called as their oxidation number. What does it mean? Suppose there is sodium chloride. So for the formation of sodium chloride in their ionic bond, Na undergo loss of one electron appeared as +1. Cl undergo gain of one electron appeared as -1. So what does it mean? Charge on Na atom in NaCl is +1 and charge on Cl on in NaCl is -1. So what does it mean? The charge which appeared on that particular atom even after bond formation, alright, which shows the corresponding number of electron lost or gained by them. However, there may not be complete loss or complete gain of electron. But if it reveals, it resembles, there is loss or gain of electron, alright, then we can say that particular charge appeared on that particular atom is their oxidation number. So oxidation number of Na in NaCl is +1 while Cl in NaCl is -1. Similarly, suppose we have calcium sulfate. So in calcium sulfate, the charge, this calcium suffers loss of 2 electrons and SO4 as a unit suffers the gain of 2 electrons. So the oxidation number of calcium in calcium sulfate is written as +2, which suffers the loss of 2 electrons. While oxidation number of SO4 as a unit, whole unit SO4, which suffers the gain of 2 electrons is -2. Alright, let's and many other example. So in any ionic compounds, what we can say, in any ionic compound, the number of electrons lost or gained by them appeared in the form of charge, and that charge is called as their oxidation number. Isn't it? Again, suppose there is covalently bonded compounds, let's say water. Over here on this hydrogen, the charge appeared, there is covalent bond. There is covalent bond, but this bond is polar in nature. If this bond is polar in nature, obviously there will be electronegative difference in between these two atoms. And because of the difference, this bond pair electron lies mostly towards oxygen, which reveals that hydrogen is going to suffer loss of 1 electron. So if hydrogen is going to lose 1 electron, what does it mean? By the loss of 1 electron, whatever the charge appeared, that will be their oxidation number. So hydrogen oxidation number is +1 over here. Similarly, +1 over here. But see the oxygen which undergo the gain of 2 electron, one of this hydrogen and another of this hydrogen. So gain of 2 electron, therefore their oxidation number is -2. However, they forms covalent bond, but these covalent bonds are polar in nature, and because of polarity, it resembles loss or gain of electron. Alright, it appears if there is partial charge on this and this atom. That partial unit positive charge will be there on hydrogen, which shows the loss of 1 electron. Partial negative charge will be there on oxygen, which shows the gain of 1 electron. Therefore, loss of 1 electron and gain of 1 electron, it reveals that is their oxidation number. So this is their oxidation number. Understood? Similarly, in any other compound, let's say we have sulfur dioxide. So if we have sulfur dioxide, so what we can say, this sulfur dioxide is in the form of sulfur double bond oxygen, double bond oxygen. So again, sulfur, there is a polar bond, and because this bond is polar, oxygen shows the gain of 2 electron, that is -2. There will be -2, and on this sulfur there will be +2 and +2, that is +4. So what does it mean? However, they are not going to accept electron. However, this oxygen is not going to lose electron. But because of electronegative difference, and oxygen, since it is more electronegative, will try to accept their electron pair towards themselves. So due to which, what will happen? This oxygen will have the filling of 2 extra electron of sulfur. This oxygen will have the filling of 2 extra electron of sulfur. Because of that, this oxygen will have the charge which is -2, and on this sulfur there is +4. Okay, so this is their oxidation number. Understood, I hope, oxidation number. Next is the prediction of oxidation number. Prediction of oxidation number. And the basic thing like oxidation number and difference between oxidation number and valency, alright, as you know that, or otherwise we can say, write down some noteworthy point before this. First point, valency is different from oxidation number. 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 Next. Valency is always written without their sign. Valency is always written without their sign. Valency is always written without their sign. While oxidation number is written with their sign. While oxidation number is written with their sign. Oxidation number is written with their sign. Okay. Next. Oxidation number never exceeds their valence electron. 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 Okay, oxidation number never exceeds their valence electron. While valency may exceeds, as in case of PCl6 minus. As in case of PCl6 minus. As in case of PCl6 minus. Okay. Alright. The maximum oxidation number of an atom is. The maximum oxidation number of an atom is just equals to their valence electron. The maximum oxidation number of an atom is just equals to their valence electron. Just equals to their valence electron. While valency, total valency of an atom is written as the summation of covalent and coordinate covalency. Total valency of an atom is written as the summation of covalency and coordinate covalency. Covalency and coordinate covalency. Alright. Now we'll go for prediction of oxidation number. Prediction of oxidation number. And point number 1. Oxidation number of any atom in their elemental form. Oxidation number of any atom in their elemental form. In their elemental form. Must be equals to 0. Oxidation number of any atom in their elemental form must be equals to 0. Like for example, any atom in their elemental form, let's say hydrogen, oxygen, alright, ozone, N2, Cl2, F2, can we say that, etc., etc. All these elements will have oxidation number 0. So this will be 0, 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 and so on, so on. Similarly, if you write there nascent atom, so nascent atom hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine like that. So nascent atom their oxidation number is 0. This is also 0, this is also 0, this is also 0, this is also 0, this is also 0. Because they are non-combined state. May or may not exist. There is, suppose xenon, alright, there is xenon, krypton, etc., etc. Their oxidation number is regarded as 0 itself. So any element in their elemental form, constituent form, their oxidation number is 0. Next. Oxidation number of any neutral compound. Oxidation number of any neutral compound must be equals to 0. Overall oxidation number. This is what? Overall oxidation number of any neutral compound must be equals to 0. So any neutral compound, their overall oxidation number must be equals to 0. Like for example, neutral compound, mind it. Like CO2, neutral compound. SO2, neutral compound. H2O, neutral compound. HF, neutral compound. H2SO4, neutral compound. Alright, CaSO4, neutral compound. ZnSO4, neutral compound. Can we say that simply, etc., etc.? So overall oxidation number must be 0. And we say, we can say overall oxidation number means oxidation number of carbon plus oxidation number of oxygen multiplied by 2, that must be equals to 0. So overall oxidation number of any neutral compound must be equals to 0. Overall oxidation number of any neutral compound must be equals to 0. Next is overall oxidation number of any charged species, that is radicals, must be equals to the net charge which appeared on them. The net charge which appeared on them. What does it mean? NO3 minus, the charge is -1. OH minus, the charge is -1. Cl minus, the charge is -1. NO2 minus, the charge is -1. Cn minus, the charge is -1. NH4 plus, the charge is +1. SO4 2 minus, the charge is 2 minus. PO4 3 minus, the formal charge is 3 minus. Alright, etc., we can say simply, etc. So overall oxidation number of any charged species or radical must be equals to the net charge which appeared on them, that is NO3 minus, the -1, OH minus, -1, Cl minus, -1, NO2 minus, -1, Cn minus, -1, NH4 plus, +1, SO4 2 minus, 2 minus, PO4 3 minus, 3 minus, etc., etc. Next is fourth point. The oxidation number of the members of group 1. Oxidation number of the members of group 1 element is always +1 in their compound. Always +1 in their compound. Always +1 in their compound. Like suppose there is sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, lithium, etc. All these are the group 1 elements. So oxidation number of sodium is 0, but in sodium chloride, sodium is +1. Sodium sulfate, sodium is +1. Sodium phosphate, sodium is +1. Any compounds of sodium, sodium will possess +1. So it is the oxidation number of members of group 1 element is always +1 in their compound. Always +1 in their compound. So no matter which compounds are there, NaCl, Na2SO4, Na3PO4 or CS3CONa or whichever the compound is there of these elements, group 1 elements, alright, their oxidation number is always +1 in their compound. Next point. The oxidation number of the members of group 2 element is always +2 in their compound. Always +2 in their compound. The oxidation number of members of group 2 element is always +2 in their compound. Like for example, +2 beryllium, oxidation number of beryllium in beryllium chloride, +1 beryllium sulfate, +1 beryllium nitrate, +1 beryllium fluoride, +1 beryllium oxide, +1 calcium oxide, calcium is +2, calcium carbonate, calcium is +2, calcium nitrate, calcium is +2. So whatever the compounds are there, no matter whatever the compounds, always these elements will possess in their compound +2. Alright, as beryllium 0 because that is elemental form, but beryllium oxide +2, beryllium nitrate +2, etc. we can say. Beryllium sulfate BSO4, beryllium sulfate, beryllium is what? +2. Always calcium sulfate, calcium is what? CSO4, calcium is +2. Always these elements will possess oxidation number +2 in their compound. Alright, then point number 6. Oxidation number of members of group 13 element. Oxidation number of members of group 13 element. Oxidation number of members of group 13 element. Group 13 element will vary from +1 to +3 via 0. +1 to +3 via 0. +1 to +3 via 0. Where stability of +1 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Where stability of +1 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. +1 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Like for example, suppose we have BCl, AlCl, alright, GaCl, InCl, TlCl. So over here boron is +1, aluminium is +1, this is +1, this is +1, this is +1. So obviously TlCl is more stable than this and this. Stability of +1 oxidation state increases down the group. If you see the stability of +3, so let's say BCl3, AlCl3, GaCl3, InCl3 and TlCl3. So TlCl3 is least stable and their stability is like this. Over here boron shows +3, aluminium shows +3, gallium shows +3, indium shows +3 and thallium shows +3. Alright, thallium shows +3. Okay. However, gallium may shows +2 oxidation state as GaCl2. So GaCl2, their oxidation state is +2, which exists actually, it exists in the form of GaCl3. GaCl2 is having +2. Alright, GaCl2 is having +2. So these elements shows oxidation state +1, +3, +1 as well as +3, +1 stability decreases, +3 stability, alright, +1 stability increases down the group and +3 stability decreases down the group. This is the thing. Okay. Gallium may shows +2 in their gallium chloride GaCl2. Alright, okay. Next is oxidation number of members of group 14 element will vary from -4 to +4 via 0. Oxidation number of members of group 14 will vary from -4 to +4 via 0. -4 to +4 via 0. Okay, where stability of +2 oxidation state increases down the group. Where stability of +2 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Due to inert pair effect. Like for example, suppose there is oxidation state of carbon in CH4 we want to calculate. Oxidation number of carbon in carbon monoxide, oxidation number of carbon in carbon dioxide, oxidation number of carbon in carbon suboxide. Okay. Oxidation number of carbon in carbon suboxide, oxidation number of carbon in C2H4, oxidation number of carbon in C2H2, etc. etc. If you calculate, okay, see, this is what carbon is -4 in CH4, carbon is +2 in CO, carbon is +4 in CO2, carbon is +4/3 in C3O8 or O2, carbon is over here. See, each hydrogen will have +1 into 4, that is +4. So +4, 2x is +4, so this is what -2. So C2H4 carbon is -2. Over here C2H2 carbon is -1. So this shows variable from -4 to +4 via 0. If there is carbon diamond, their oxidation state is 0. Carbon graphite, their oxidation state is 0. Carbon charcoal, oxidation state is 0. Buckminster fullerene, oxidation state is 0. Because all these are the elemental form of carbon itself. So CH4 -4, CO +2, CO2 +4, C3O2 +4/3, C2H4 -2, C2H2 -1, and carbon diamond is 0. Similarly, we can say other cases like CH4, CS3Cl, CS2Cl2, and CSCl3, and so on. So there will be variable oxidation state of these members where stability of +2 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Already we have discussed details about this inert pair effect. Like if you see PbCl2 and PbCl4, which form is most stable? So PbCl2 is most stable because of inert pair effect. Lead +2 is most stable. If we compare SnCl2 and SnCl4, which is most stable? So SnCl4 is more stable than SnCl2. Alright. Okay. Next point is oxidation number of members of group 15 will vary from -3 to +7 via -3 to +5 via 0. Oxidation number of members of group 15 will vary from -3 to to plus 5 via 0. Minus 3 to plus 5 via 0. How it is now, see? Suppose there is ammonia NH3, there is NH2, NH2, hydrogen, that is N2H4. There is NH2Cl, there is NH2OH, there is N2, there is N3H, there is N2O, there is N2O, there is N2O2 or NO. There is N2O2 or NO, there is N2O3, there is N2O4 or NO2. There is N2O5. Okay, there is HNO2, HNO3, etc., etc. we can say. One more we'll write. There is ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3. See now, on this nitrogen what is the oxidation state? -3. On this nitrogen what is the oxidation state? -2 and -2. What is their oxidation state? -1. Alright. What is their oxidation state? -1. What is their oxidation state? 0. What is this? -1/3. What is this? This is plus 1. What is this? This is +2. What is this? This is +2. This is what? +3. Over here +4. Over here +4. At this place +5. Over here -3. Over here +5. Over here +3. Over here +5. And simply we can say etc., etc. So overall oxidation number of, alright, oxidation number of nitrogen or and their family members will vary from -3 to +5 via 0. Now in this case, the stability of +3 oxidation state, increases down the group. See, in the group 13, stability of +1 increases. Group 14, stability of +2 increases. Group 15, stability of +3 increases. Alright, this is in sequence itself. Next is oxidation number of members of group 16 will vary from -2 to +6 via 0. -2 to +6 via 0, where stability of +4 oxidation state increases down the group. Where stability of +4 oxidation state increases down the group due to inert pair effect. Okay, like for example, suppose there is oxygen. If it is oxygen, in case of oxygen, their oxidation state will vary from -2 to +6 via 0. Alright, but oxygen shows limited number of their oxidation state, limited value of oxidation state. Like oxygen in oxide. In oxide it shows -2. In peroxide it shows -1. In superoxide it shows -0.5. In difluoride it shows +2. In O2F2 it shows +1. So there are certain limited value of their oxidation state of oxygen. If it is there in oxide, it is -2. In peroxide, it is -1. In superoxide, -0.5. In difluoride, +2, and in O2F2, it is +1. See, suppose there is sulfur H2S, then there is sulfur, elemental sulfur S, which can be written as S8, S2, S6, etc. The sulfur can be over here sulfur dioxide, H2SO3, H2SO4, H2SO5, H2S2O3, H2S2O4, H2S4O6, then H2S2O6, H2S2O7, H2S2O8, etc. etc. So we can find out their oxidation state. Sulfur over here is -2, that place is 0, over here +4, at this place +6, over here +4, over here +6. Over here, if you calculate, the oxidation number exceeds their valence electron. If it exceeds their valence electron, it means there is some peroxide linkage. We'll draw their structure, we'll discuss about that, how to identify their peroxide linkage over there. But in this case, what we can say, this sulfur will become +8, which is not possible. So their oxidation state is +6. Okay. In this case again, see the oxidation state of sulfur. So this sulfur will be +2. Over here, see the oxygen is having -2 into 4, that is -8, and +2, so -6. So this sulfur is +3. If you say this one, this oxygen is -12, then -10. So this will be +2.5. Now. This sulfur will become +5. This sulfur will become +6. This sulfur is +6. Even though the calculated value is +7, which is higher, so but more than valence electron, that is not possible. So their oxidation state is retained maximum equals to their valence electron. Okay. The next point is the oxidation number of members of group 17 will vary from -1 to -1 to +7 via 0. -1 to +7 via 0. What does it mean? -1 to +7. Let's say except of fluorine. Fluorine shows only one oxidation state, that is -1. So like there is HCl, there is HClO, there is HClO2, HClO3, alright, Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O3, Cl2O4, Cl2O5, Cl2O6 and Cl2O7, etc. of the compounds of chlorine. Over here chlorine is -1, at this place +1, +3, +3, +5 and then +7. Over here it is +1, it is +4, it is plus Cl2O3, that is +3. Over here +4 plus Cl2O4, that is dimer of ClO2. So +4, Cl2O5 +5, this is +6, this is +7. So it shows variable oxidation state from -1 to +7 via 0. Alright, understood? So like this we can predict the oxidation number of several elements. Now there are some notable point. So write down the point number 1. Oxidation number of any element cannot exceed oxidation number of any element cannot exceed their valence electron. In case where it becomes more than that of their valence electron, in case where it becomes more than that of their valence electron, then their oxidation number is written, then their oxidation number is given as, then their oxidation number is given as alright, equals to their valence electron. As we have seen, like for example, suppose we have H2SO5, sulfur will get how much? Plus 8, which is not possible. So in this case, what is their valence electron? What is their oxidation number given? That is plus, instead of writing plus 8, their valid oxidation number is plus 6. Valid oxidation number is plus 6. How it is? See. Do the copy and then say how it is. Plus 6. How it is? See now, H2SO5, if we draw, so sulfur over here, OH, over here, double bond O, at this place OOH. Now see, so there is one peroxy linkage, there is -1, this oxygen is -2, and -2, this hydrogen is +1, this hydrogen is +1, now count, the sulfur will be +6. Alright, so it cannot be more than that of their valence electron. Next point. Next point. Each covalent bond, each polar covalent bond contributes oxidation state 1. Each polar covalent bond contributes oxidation state 1. Each polar covalent bond contributes oxidation state 1. +1 to electropositive and -1 to electronegative atom. +1 to electropositive and -1 to electronegative atom. Like suppose there is HOH. So due to this covalent bond, this is an electropositive atom contributed +1, and this oxygen is -1 due to this and -1 due to this. So -2 and this hydrogen is +1. Similarly, in that particular structure also, H2SO5, sulfur double bond oxygen, OOH. Already we have discussed these things earlier itself. Alright. This hydrogen is what? This hydrogen is +1, this hydrogen is +1. See, on this oxygen, there will be -1 due to this bond and -1 due to this bond. So this oxygen is -2. This oxygen is -2. This oxygen is -2. On this oxygen, -1 due to this bond and 0 due to this bond, because these two are similar atoms. So if there is polar covalent bond, then each polar covalent bond will contribute oxidation state 1. But because of this non-polar covalent bond, their oxidation state contribution is 0. So this oxygen as well as to this oxygen. So there will be 0 due to this, but -1 due to this. And now this sulfur, see, +2 due to this, +2, +2. So what is there? +6. So therefore, each covalent bond will contribute oxidation state 1, +1 to electropositive and -1 to electronegative atom. I hope you understood. Next point. Each coordinate bond each coordinate bond where donor atom is electropositive and acceptor is electronegative. Where donor atom is electropositive and acceptor is electronegative. Donor atom is electropositive and acceptor is electronegative. Okay, will contribute oxidation state 2. Will contribute oxidation state 2. Plus 2 to electropositive and minus 2 to electronegative atom. Plus 2 to electropositive and minus 2 to electronegative atom. Plus 2 to electropositive and minus 2 to electronegative atom. And if donor is electronegative and acceptor is electropositive, and if donor is electronegative and acceptor is electropositive, then both will have zero contribution to their oxidation state. Both will have zero contribution to their oxidation state. Both will have zero contribution to their oxidation state. Like for example, see, suppose we have N2O5. So if you write N2O5, the structure will be like this: nitrogen double bond oxygen, one coordinate bond at this place. On this nitrogen C now, there are two covalent bonds. Each covalent bond will contribute oxidation state 1. So on electronegative it is -2, it is +2. Over here this is a coordinate bond where donor atom is electropositive, acceptor is electronegative. So this oxygen will be -2 and this nitrogen will be +2. There is +2 and there is +1. So total charge on this nitrogen is +5. And this nitrogen is similar to this nitrogen, so total charge is +5. This oxygen will be -2 because +1 -1 due to this bond, -1 due to this bond. Again, this oxygen will have -2, this oxygen will have -2. So, due to each covalent bond contribution to their oxidation state is by 1 unit, and due to coordinate bond where donor is electropositive and acceptor is electronegative, each atom will be contributed by the oxidation state 2, -2 to electronegative and +2 to electropositive. Another example we'll see where electronegative donor atom is there. Let's say we have BF3. So fluorine is electronegative and they donated electron pair to boron. Then what will happen? On this fluorine their oxidation state is -1 due to this covalent bond and 0 due to this coordinate bond because donor is electronegative and acceptor is electropositive. So this fluorine is -1, this fluorine is -1, this boron remains as +3. However, they have one coordinate bond as well, but their oxidation state will not increase or decrease because both will contribute zero oxidation state because donor is electronegative in nature. Understood? So I hope you understood how to predict the oxidation number of any element in the given compound, and these oxidation number or redox concept will be very useful in electrochemistry chapter. That's why before studying electrochemistry we are discussing redox itself. Now the next part is okay, redox reaction. Redox reaction. Such reaction, as the name implies, such reaction which is consisting of reduction as well as oxidation. So when oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously, the reaction is called as redox reaction. Many examples, let's say we have Cu plus HNO3 gives rise to CuNO3 taken twice plus H2O and plus NO2 if this HNO3 is concentrated. We have CO plus NH3. gives rise to Cu plus N2 plus H2. See now, this copper which is 0 over here plus 2. This nitrogen which is plus 5 and over here nitrogen becomes plus 4. So what we can say 0 to plus 2 increase, plus 5 to plus 4 decrease. Simply over here plus 2 and this copper is 0. This nitrogen is minus 3 and this nitrogen is 0. So what we can say plus 2 to 0 increase and minus 3 to 0 plus 2 to 0 decrease and minus 3 to 0 increase. Over here copper undergo oxidation and nitrogen undergo reduction and both the reaction takes place simultaneously in the same reaction. Over here plus 2 to 0 that is reduction of copper from copper oxide and NH3 undergo oxidation. So again in this reaction reduction and oxidation takes place simultaneously in the same reaction. Therefore such reactions are called as redox reactions. Many such examples are there of these reactions. So such reactions are redox reactions. Alright. Then in the redox reactions what we can say, there are two species. One which is undergoing oxidation, other which is undergoing reduction. And oxidation and reduction based on this, alright, will divide those those compound, those species in two different categories. One is oxidizing acid, other is reducing acid. So we'll do oxidizing acid and reducing acid concept in next video. Thank you very much.